And welcome back. Our next guest is a turntablist on the ones and twos and threes and fours, producer, musician, songwriter, and founder of Team Hiphop. And he joins us today for a look at his work. We welcome to our fantastic stage. We got a stage over there, and our world's first turntablist, Grandmixer Dxt. We welcome you to the show. Yes, yo. Here we go, yo.
Yes,
to the
yes,
beat,
sir.
Joe. Just to throw your hands in the air. We heard all of that, right? Back in the day.
Back in the day. I used to be an MC, and now my voice is stuck like this.
Well, wait a minute. They used to talk like that on the radio. Remember? AM, Super Music 16, WWRL, where we celebrate the rhythms of life.
Right.
And they were stuck in that mode.
Stuck in that mode, yeah.
That's good. So tell us about your work, man. You've been doing a lot of stuff.
I grew up in a music family.
Yeah.
My mom is a singer. My grandmother was a piano player,
Music
guitar
all
player.
around.
Yeah. She was a virtuoso whistler, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We used to laugh at it because it was like, wow, that takes skills.
Yeah.
And so, and then I had aunts and uncles that were into music, so I was always around music. I got my first drum set, I think I was about 4 or 5 years old, actually. Yeah. And so it was a strange transition to turntables because, I grew up in Edenwald Projects in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And there was this DJ group, the first one I seen, they were called TNT Disco.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Fat Tommy and Tony O'Gara. And then the name Kool Herc came on the scene, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Now, when you started your first turntable, was it inside of a Victrola or a piece of furniture? You got one turntable with the record dropped.
Yeah. Well, when I started to DJ, I didn't have all the sophisticated equipment.
Yeah.
Like in '76. Late 75,
and sometimes you had to find a mixer. Right?
Yeah, we didn't have no mixer. So I had two stereo systems.
Yeah.
The kind with the wire, if the wire broke in the speaker, it was over. So it was one of those, so we just turned one stereo up and one down.
Yeah.
And so I did a lot of house parties like that.
All right, yo, get ready to turn yours up. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to shut mine off. Ready on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And you drop yours in. And
We
somebody else
didn't even have that. You literally
you take
had
it a step further.
Yeah, and sometimes it automatically eject.
Yeah.
Stuff in the middle of the party. Yeah,
They had to break that piece off, so it was a nub going back and forth.
See, we didn't know that. We didn't know that.
Yeah. So then you came from there to where? How did you mix in hip hop?
Well, okay, once Kool Herc came on the scene, or we became aware to him because he was DJing since his first party is supposedly '73.
Yeah.
I'm graduating from PS 111 elementary school in '73. So,
Yeah.
But once we made the transition, there was a few musicians in my school that I played with. Chevin Conway, I forgot Timmy's last name, and myself. So it was Derek, Chevin, and Timmy.
Yeah.
DST.
There you go.
And so we started doing all the house parties. And then the groups started forming, Brothers Disco, Africa Bambaataa, and so it grew from there. My approach to the whole turntablist thing was a little bit out from that because as a musician, I'm a drummer actually, and so I would always try to improvise. I studied Miles and Monk, Train. And so I heard that in my house.
A little bit of jazz in there,
Yeah. So that was my approach. Ella. So I'm thinking of scatting.
Yeah, look at that.
And so I approached it that way differently. And
scatting and doing all that stuff on the turntable.
Trying to make statements and phrases instead of just making the basic. Because scratching is actually much older than what people think.
Yeah.
My brother Grandmixer Theodore is credited as the innovator. I don't use invention because there are no inventions in hip hop. They're all innovations. Yeah. And so every DJ, and actually it's the disco DJs who started doing that before we did. It was the radio disc jockeys who started doing it before them, because everyone cues records if you're gonna, and cueing a record in the headphones and cueing them out loud is the only difference.
Yeah.
Because DJs would cue it, and then it became fashionable to cue out loud.
Right.
And that's, Theodore made it fashionable to cue out loud.
I remember Von Harper mixing records with no pitch control.
Right, no pitch control.
The big gray arm, the
right.
ones that they used in the radio studio.
Right.
And he went back and forth, but if one record was like a little bit faster than the other, they'll start this faster record a little bit behind the one that's playing so it can catch up. We go boom.
It boom, and it
before
almost fades out.
Come out,
Right.
You get it out of it before it comes out.
Right.
Yeah, so they used to mix like that. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I didn't know Theodore was your brother. That's my boy.
Not biological, but you know.
No.
We all family. The first generation, we all family.
Yeah. So you have an anti-violence initiative or initiatives that you're working with?
Yeah, we started Team Hiphop. I was here with you before on that. And basically, what Team Hiphop is it's a grassroots organization of members of the hip hop community, along with business people. We have doctors.
Yeah.
And we use cycling as a metaphor because we don't own horses, but so we ride the Tour de Bronx is our maiden voice. We do it every year. And it is just to show that we're willing to ride the distance to make change. Now, inside of Team Hip Hop, we are offering master classes on finance, mainly the most important things to human existence, like agriculture, health, mental health. We're noticing now the influx of disconnection from the human interaction through the social media platform, which has helped to weaponize what we're calling the hip hop culture. And so we're trying to counter that, dealing with what we're calling overdoping, which is the dopamine high you get from the likes and thumbs up, that people are not paying attention that this is actually affecting the human brain.
Wow, that's deep.
Well, it's real. And so we're trying to offer to the young people the alternatives to using senseless violence to solve issues. Disagreements are leading to death. And so I'm in the process now of actually transitioning from being a music producer, songwriter to a screenwriter and filmmaker. And that's my contribution.
And you've got some stories, so we got to see.
So what I'm doing, I'm creating concepts to deal with the social issues that happen within the context of the reality that we live in, because we use the terminology hip hop like it's a culture of its own. And we deal with that outside of the context that we actually function in.
From your point of view, how do you see how hip hop has evolved? How different is it
now than? It's devolved. A culture with no moral responsibilities to its youth is no culture at all. And for us, we're trying to portray ourselves as the real superheroes to these young people. Yeah. Because, if someone's not going to treat you right, they're never going to teach you right. And so we're trying to fill that void of what we experienced growing up. Like I grew up, I was in special ed.
Yeah. So, but how would you teach our youth something different? Say this is the way it's supposed to be, not this way.
Through what we do in the entertainment business, like I said, we're starting to create the images because we see how the imagery is what's shaping the young people. We had music on the radio in the last few years. There was one song where the person's going, let an N-word try me, I'm gonna catch a homie. That was playing all day. Yeah. Kids went to school singing that. We have a song, Molly Percocet. So, and then the imagery, the video games, everything's based on violence. And no one is making the connection within the context of how we're functioning.
So more people are getting into violence and suicides and all that stuff due to the videos that are out?
Through all of the aspects of how we're functioning in this society. It's not our society. We don't control it. And your culture is supposed to be your immune system within the social system that you function in.
So through Team Hip Hop, you're going to be doing workshops and all that, just creating the awareness that, there's something different.
Yeah, I've been doing master classes.
That you should know about.
Right. I've been doing master classes. I recently did the scoring for the HBO special, The Defiant Ones, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine. I did episode 1, which subsequently won a Grammy for Best Music. Yeah. So I teach how I did that. to young people. I offer that as a master class. Instead of thinking that to be in the music business, you have to write rhymes, which generally in the younger generation deals with death and destruction and drugs and killing. But there's other ways of making a bit, just like what they're doing here, these young people here with the cameras and stuff. You could score films. You can create music for films, and so that's what I bring to the table.
They have a unique opportunity to work with professionals in the business so they can see how it's done. But, and they can take that, to the next level. What would you like to, what message would you like to send to young people today? What would you want them to realize?
It's critical to truly understand what happened to us as a people. And, we take Black History Month and we celebrate things we already know. We celebrate people who've come along since the things we already knew. But the painful thing is what we don't want to talk about. And we really have to deal with the reality of what occurred to us here in the midst of this social system that structured a system that we're still dealing with that doesn't totally function in our best interest. And we have to look truth in the face and say, we have to fix this. If someone is not going, like I said, if they're not going to treat you right, they're never going to teach you right. So it's our responsibility to our children to get that right. We can't complain of how they're behaving if we're allowing someone else to educate them.
Cool. All right, so you have a website where they can go and check out more?
Grandmixer Dxt on all social media platforms.
Say it again?
Grandmixer Dxt on all social media platforms.
Yeah, it is right there.
Yep.
Grandmixer Dxt.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
My man.
Thank you. All right. Thank you for enlightening a whole lot of us.
Yes, sir.
And come back again, okay?
I want to bring the whole team back.
And we'll be looking at your work.
We're going to need a bigger table.
Yeah, we need a bigger boat, a bigger table. My brother.
My man.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
We'll take a break right here. They're doing a lot with the Kobe in L.A. right now. They have a big thing going on. And in my book, I have a Black History Month, but people to know in Black History and beyond, recognizing the heroes and sheroes who make the grade. And on page 333, I've written about Kobe Bryant. And when he passed away, I just opened up the book and I said, wow. And there's something unique on that page, 333, that somebody said, hey, they said, did you know you did this part right here?
Right.
It's you got to check it out.
I think you said that at the Cecily Tyson School, the last thing we did together.
Yeah. So we'll take a break right here. Bobby C he's up next. He's going to be talking about sports. He has the latest in the headline in the world of sports and a whole lot more. We'll be back with more Open next.